Welcome back to another episode of Projecting Grandeur. I am your host, Ron Dichter. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for being part of this community of ours. It has really been an honor to spend the last 7 months helping entrepreneurs. As I said, I don't have all the answers. I've started a lot of businesses. I've exited them. I've built some 9-figure businesses. So I know a thing or two, but I don't know everything. And I've got some really exciting guests lined up here over the next couple months that will hopefully fill in some of the gaps. But for those of you listening today, I want to talk about confidence, and I want to talk about how you earn it. And I think that there's a misnomer out there that confidence just comes because you believe in something. And that is definitely part of it. But as I've said before, projecting grandeur is not about faking it till you make it. It's about knowing in your heart of heart that you can do something. It's about believing so passionately that your actions start to translate into motion inside of that confidence. And so confidence in itself, you earn it through your actions, not just your words. And so it's really important that you think about what you're trying to do, because in order for you to believe that you can have the confidence, you have to have that self-belief in being able to be excited about, your idea, your concept, whatever it is that you're trying to build. You have to believe it. And that's where projecting grandeur comes in, is that you have to believe that what you're trying to do, what you're aspiring to create, is something that is going to be, whether it's life-changing, whether it's disrupting, whatever it is you're trying to do, you have to believe it in your heart of heart. The other part about it is that if you're going to have the confidence that your business is going to succeed, you have to be able to keep promises to yourself. And this goes back to an episode I covered a couple of weeks about where it's lying to yourself and the promises that you commit to yourself on what you're going to need to do, right? So you have that belief, and that belief is going to translate into action. And those actions require consistent, dedicated work. And in order for you to achieve the results you want, you have to be true to yourself about what you're capable and able of doing. And then you have to commit to it, even when you're not feeling up to it. So to have that confidence, right, you got to believe in your heart of heart that what you're trying to do is going to work. It's going to, again, maybe not to change the world, or maybe it is going to change the world, but it's something that you believe. The action that you have is a result of that confidence or that belief, and those things create earned confidence. And that's a key thing here, because people aren't going to believe you or want to work with you just because you tell them they should. They have to believe in your cause. They have to believe in your mission. And the way you do that is through your actions. So in the beginning, when you just get started, it's easy to say, I don't know if I can do this, right? You have that self-doubt creeping in. You're unsure about the idea. You're unsure about, do you have the right motivation to put the actions into place? Do you have the right resources to put the actions in place? But you have to believe that, right? It goes back to that whole concept of projecting grandeur. You have to believe. The whole point of why you're doing this is that you feel so passionately, so strongly that what you're going to be doing is going to work, that you have to believe that. So that's first. And then by believing in it, that's what helps to create the action plan. And then obviously being honest with yourself and getting that action plan into motion becomes the next part of this equation. Small wins are really important. And I think that we get so hung up on these like big grand goals that we want to do, or these really, detailed in the weeds plans, that we don't realize how the success is happening. And I talked about this a while ago, talking about the quarter machine example. And this is something I've used for a long time in my career, where you can't always see the success that you have. And that's because you have to celebrate these mini successes as well. Because small wins, not just for you, but for your team, those small wins are going to help confidence be earned over time with your team. They're going to see that you're consistent. They're going to see that you're putting in the work, the effort, all these plans that you laid out. Maybe they're big goals that take months or even years or even decades. But these small little iterative wins is how you build that confidence with your team. And then last, and I don't think at all something that should be overlooked, is your personality. You only have one character. You only have one you, and people need to believe in you. They need to know that you're a person that's going to persevere through tough times. They need to know that you're going to be the person that's going to push through. They need to know that you're going to be a person of your word. When you tell them you're going to do something and commit to something, that you're going to be the one that pushes through. And this is how you earn confidence over time. So I really encourage everyone, as you think about what you're trying to do, especially if you're just getting started, just remember, it all starts with that belief. You have to have that belief, that projecting out grandeur of, I believe I can do this. And you have a fairly well thought out plan of how you're going to do it. And once you have that, again, then that puts action in motion, and then you put consistency in motion, and then you be a person of character and a strong moral character. That is how you win. So please apply these things, especially as we are earlier in the year here. This is an opportunity for you to go out and do amazing things, and the year's just getting rolling. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ron Dichter. This is Projecting Grandeur. Have an amazing day.